When things go wrong, you do what any rational, civilized person does. You look for something and you blame that person. You throw all the blame on someone when something goes wrong. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, we'll get to it.
That we will.
Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Chargers, and our beloved Steelers, which are evidently second place in their state. I mean,
Uh,
hey, someone had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Or we could play the blame game, which that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been making myself feel better. Just
nice.
blaming somebody. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to put the blame on somebody else, man, you know. But we'll get into that when we get into that. First, let's get into the our records. I actually dropped down. I got like 2 wins last week, so
Mm.
that's good for you. I dropped down to a 49-27 record, while the champ is now at a 45-31 record. So both creeping up on that 50 mark, on that 50-win mark. All right. So actually, we're
Mm.
doing pretty solid on picks this season, man. We really are.
Well, what do we got? I mean, in the regular season, what do we got? We got 3 weeks left, right? What do we in
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
16? Week 16 is coming up.
Oh wow.
So we got 16, 17, 18. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Wow. Damn. Okay. All
All right.
right.
The first game, honestly, I just want to get it out of the way. The Raiders versus the Jaguars in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. I mean, both teams are coming off losses. Um, eh, what do we even have here? I mean, the Raiders 2-12, Jags 3-11.
You're so lucky, Raiders. You're so lucky that you're the most popular team in the state of California. If not, I would X you out. I really would, man. That's not a shot at the Raiders. I don't hate the Raiders, but we're from here. We're from Killer Cali. We're not some transplant that came from another part of the country or anything like that and call ourselves Angelinos or Californians. No, we're actually born and bred right here, baby, in the Golden State. And the fact that you guys are the most popular team in the state at for this season, you guys are probably the worst team in all 32 teams. I think you're probably the
Mm.
worst team. I don't know. It's a battle between you. No, I would say you're the worst team. Honestly, I would say you're the worst team.
Wow, worse than Tommy DeVito and the Giants?
You know what? That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking about them, and I was thinking about the Patriots.
Mm. I honestly, the only other team that would come to mind is the Giants. If we're talking about the worst team, for me
Okay.
at least. I, gosh, I'm not gonna force myself to watch this game. I'm sorry, Raider fans. I know you guys are forcing yourself to watch this game. I'm not. All right. Um, Give me the Jags, I guess, because the Raiders should be tanking and the Raiders should be trying to lose this game. I'm sure the Jags are as well, but at least I could say Mac Jones is probably trying to play for something to potentially get, maybe another starting role. Does he? Maybe, probably not. But just give me the Jaguars, I guess.
I look and again, Raiders, whatever, man. Good gosh, look. I hope they really detail Allegiant Stadium once the season is over, because I don't need a lot of loser, Musk around there when WrestleMania goes there, because I will be there. All right,
Mm.
WrestleMania needs to be a banger. It can't have any kind of this loser mystique still sticking around, man. You guys don't like it? Start winning. Start winning. So yeah, I go Jags, man.
Um, who would you favor if the Raiders and the Giants played in a game? You know what they should do?
Mm.
They should play a game to determine the first overall pick. The winner of that game should get the first overall pick.
Call it the Loser Bowl. The
Day
Loser
before the
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
You know what? Yes, get rid of the Pro Bowl. No, nobody care. I mean, the Pro Bowl is actually kind of cool now with the flag football and stuff. But you know what? Have the Loser Bowl played like on some college campus or something, or a high school field, just so it could be cool. That old school nostalgia feel or whatever, right? Who would I favor? Gosh, the Giants are terrible, man. You know, earlier this year we had the best of the West versus the Wild Wild West side versus the Beast from the East in baseball. I know Raiders are not technically California anymore, but still from coast to coast. That would actually be cool. I would definitely watch that. I really would, because I would like to see who is the worst. That's gonna go against what I just said earlier. Honestly, yeah, I'll probably go against what I said. I probably favor the Raiders.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. I think it'd be a close game, but maybe not the best of football games. All right. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Cowboys are 6-8, coming off a win against the Panthers. Bucks are 8-6, coming off a win against the Chargers. Buccaneers are atop of their division right now, even though they have 3 teams in the wild card race, in the wild card picture, with a better record than them. But they're still ahead of them. So, I mean, the Cowboys, I guess they're playing for something. I don't really even know what. They're not mathematically kicked out of the playoffs, but how do you favor this one?
Where's this game at?
It's in Arlington.
Okay, mathematically, they're not eliminated yet, but they will be after this week, man. Because Baker Mayfield is going to go into the Lone Star State. He's going into Arlington, man, and he's going to play a gem of a game. I mean, it's going to be a masterpiece. This is going to be a blowout, man. This is going to be a 3-possession game.
You know, after what I saw Baker do to the Chargers defense, which was torch them in that second half, my goodness, they scored 30 unanswered points on those Chargers. 30. Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for the Cowboys in Jerry's world. The Buccaneers blow them out. There's really not much else to say. Baker might throw 5 passing touchdowns in this game.
By the way, we knew somebody that went to their first Charger game, and that was it. So I'm pretty sure he's not too happy with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But give me the Bucks on that one by 21 points, 3 possessions.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I go 3 possessions, man.
All right. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Saints. This is prime time Monday Night Football. Packers are 10-4, coming off a win against Seattle. Saints are 5-9, coming off a loss against Washington. Prime time.
Yeah, I understand Packers being prime time, but not in this game, though. I mean, were they hoping that the Saints were going to be a good team? This is Sunday night or Monday night?
Monday night.
Monday night. So I'm assuming they were banking that the Saints were going to be a little bit better than they were, because, yeah, the Packers have earned a slot to be prime time, man. I don't think they can flex a Monday nighter.
They flex a Thursday nighter.
Yeah, Thursdays are already kind of weird, but yeah, no, you're right, man. I mean, heck, you're telling other teams like, hey, you know what, you're gonna have an early week. So, yeah, I think it's definitely much more damaging to flex a Thursday nighter. I mean, this is Packers all the way, isn't it? The Saints are going to go into Lambeau and, in late December or mid to late December. No, man, the Saints, they're not. No. This is definitely Packers all the way, man. This isn't a Monday nighter. This is a 2-possession game.
You got a team that plays in a dome going into the frozen tundra, Lambeau Field, uh, at nighttime. So I mean, that place is gonna be freezing in December. All right, I can't. As a Californian, I can't even imagine how cold it could possibly get over there. But I know it could get cold. Uh, yeah. First off, the elements are gonna be hard for the Saints, and the Packers are just a better team. This should be a cakewalk for the Packers. It should be. I expect the Packers to play a pretty good game.
And not only that, the Packers are still fighting. They're still fighting to get a position, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, because they okay for dang sure they're fighting for a wild card spot. They're not going to win their division.
No,
So they're fighting for a wild card spot. I don't know where in the wild card they are in the NFC,
they're the
but
sixth seed.
are they?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying I'm assuming if they lose all 3 games, there's a chance that they don't make the playoffs.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. I know they
Okay,
could lose that 6th spot and drop down to the 7th. I'm not sure if they've clinched yet. I
okay,
don't think so though.
okay. All right. Well, we'll know a lot more after this week with only 2 games after this week. But yeah, definitely, man. The Packers are still, fighting for a good position for themselves, even though it's going to be a wild card. But they're yeah, man, they're in the mix.
And they look pretty impressive against Seattle. Okay, over there with versus the 12th man, they look pretty impressive on last Sunday night. So, yeah, man, I think they're still one of the best teams in the NFC. I know maybe on record it doesn't really show that, but as weird as it is to say, I think they're a little bit better than what the record says.
I think that division is strong. Outside of the Bears, I think that division's pretty strong.
Oh yeah, you have Minnesota with 2 losses at the 5th seed. So that says a lot about that division.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, man. Next, we have 2 really underperforming teams this season. We have the San Francisco 49ers walking into Miami to play the Dolphins. Both teams are 6-8. Both teams are coming off a loss, one to the Rams, the other to the Texans. I believe the Dolphins have been kicked out of playoff contention. The Niners are still just trying to hold on to any sort of hope, which, I mean, by this week, let's be real. They're going to get booted out of the playoffs, even if they win this game.
Okay.
So, who do you favor in this one, man?
This is such a toss-up game to me. I'm leaning towards the Dolphins, even though they don't have really anything to play for. The Niners may be holding on by a shoelace, but I still like the Dolphins in this. But I'm gonna go the opposite. I got a little bit of ground to make up, man. So whatever you go, I'm gonna go the opposite. But I'm just putting it out there. The Dolphins, yeah. So they don't have anything to play for anymore. I still favor the Dolphins over the Niners, man. I'm not saying I am set. I will stamp that in stone and say, like, oh, yeah, this is Dolphins all the way. No, 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 no. This is, I'm going Dolphins 51-49. That's how I kind of favor the Dolphins. But I like I like the Dolphins in this one. But if you go Dolphins, I'll go Niners.
Uh, I'm expecting a very low scoring game, maybe even a bit of an ugly game. Maybe I'm just saying that because on Thursday night I had to watch and sit through that very just ugly game between the Rams and the Niners. And I'm not gonna throw too much shade at that game because we're Steeler fans. We know what ugly games look like. I just couldn't believe that I had to sit through another team and another ugly game. I thought that was only a Steeler thing. But my goodness, these teams really have been really disappointing. At least for the Niners, I guess both teams have dealt with injuries here and there. But I guess I'll go Dolphins. I don't really even know why. Yeah, I really don't know why.
Okay. All right. I'll go Niners then. Because I was going Dolphins. But if you're gonna go Dolphins, I'll go Niners. I do favor the Dolphins a little bit, but not by much. Not enough for me to be like, ah, dang it. You know what? Dolphins are gonna take it. No, no, I think the Niners can definitely take it.
And like I said before, even though the Niners have just a slim chance of making the playoffs, I think even if they win out, which even that's very unlikely, I
Mhm.
don't think they make the playoffs.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. As people like to football talk destiny, they don't control their own destiny. So no, I don't think so either. And I'm not too surprised, even them knowing that they have to win out. Even them knowing that, I don't know, man. I just don't see a lot of fight from these guys.
Nah, there's a lot of question marks for the Niners going into next season, so or to the off season. So we'll see what they do, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see them down there in South Florida, and let's see what happens, man.
All right. Next, we have a pretty good matchup, I think.
Mhm.
Thursday night football prime time between the Chargers and the Broncos at SoFi Stadium. Chargers are 8-6 coming off a loss against Tampa Bay. Broncos are 9-5 coming off a win against the Colts. By the way, let me give a quick shout out to them Broncos. They, since the Steelers couldn't do it themselves, the Broncos helped us clinch a playoff spot. For what it's worth, thank you, Denver. Since we couldn't do it ourselves.
Shout outs to the Mile High, man. Coming in clutch when we couldn't do it. Um, this is in SoFi. This is Thursday night. This is prime time. All eyes on this game, man. All eyes on the Wild Wild West Coast. Um, the Chargers are gonna have a chip on their shoulder, man. The Chargers, um, they were in that game against the Bucks until they weren't. Until it just broke away and it just became a blowout, man. But I thought it was good. I thought it looked like a pretty damn good competitive game, and then it wasn't, and then it just got away from them, and then that was completely it. And I was like, whoa, what happened here? I was watching a competitive game, man. Um, I don't think the Broncos are going to do that to them. I think the Chargers are coming in. Uh, this because this is that would yeah, this back to back games at home, man. You can't lose back to back games like that at home, man. Especially after being embarrassed by the Buccaneers. You have a division rival come in and smack you around. No, man, I got Chargers on this one.
Not to mention the Chargers are on a 2-game losing streak already. They
Mm,
lost to the Chiefs. Then they lost a bad game to the Buccaneers. I agree with what you said. I do think that they go in there, not in the best mood. I think the short week helps the Chargers
yeah.
after that game.
Yes.
Because you can't think about it because you had to go in and start practicing for the Broncos right away. So I
Yes.
think that helps them. Um,
Which that's what I like. Personally, that would be my mentality. I would not want a bye week or anything like that. That I My mentality, me, after a bad loss like that, is like, dog, let's just right away get back to it, man. Like I do not want to take time off. I do not want to wait a whole week. Immediately, boom, let's get back on there and let's get going.
yeah. Okay, so I want the Chargers to win this game. I do, and you guys will figure out why I say that, later on, maybe on Friday or so. Man, Bo Nix is playing some really good football, man.
Ooh,
Them
okay.
Broncos are playing some really, really good football. It's hard to go against them right now. There's not a lot of teams that I would favor against Denver because that's how good they've been playing. I gotta go Broncos, man. I gotta go Broncos. They've just been playing too good. Bo Nix has been looking. I mean, his development from week 1 to now, I mean, there was people over there laughing at Bo Nix because they couldn't move the ball offensively.
Mm.
Now, I mean, they're moving the ball like crazy. They could throw the deep ball very effectively. They're just a way better team than what they were in week 1. And I'll say this, they're a better team than what they were when the Steelers played them in week 2. I gotta go Broncos, man. It's hard to go against them right now.
It is, and that's why this is gonna be one heck of a good Thursday nighter. Man, the Chargers losing 3 in a row, like, man,
Yeah, it's gonna be
two,
tough.
two of them against division rivals. I just no, man. I don't think Harbaugh can. I don't think Harbaugh can let that happen, man. I mean, they're gonna have to really, they're gonna have to. Man, this could be good. This could be really good, man. So, I do have a little something going on Thursday night, but I will be keeping an eye on this game. Definitely, I'll be keeping an eye on this game, man.
I'll be keeping a really close eye on this game. Well, maybe not close, but I'll keep an eye out on this game. The Chargers are gonna have to play just really good ball. That's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I want them to win. I do, but they're just gonna have to go in there and play some of the best ball that they've played all season if they want to beat the Broncos. And it's a big game.
Yeah.
It's for seeding. You're not gonna win the division, but just for seeding, So we'll see. I'm excited for that game. It should be pretty good tonight. So we'll have to wait and see there. And last, but certainly not least, we have an AFC North matchup on a Saturday afternoon. We have the Steelers walking into Baltimore to play the Ravens. The Steelers are 10-4 coming off a loss against the Eagles. Ravens are 9-5 coming off of a big win. I mean, just dominating win against the New York Football Giants in New Jersey. All right.
Isn't that just an exhibition, though? So you beat the Giants. I mean, come on. That's an exhibition.
All right. You know what I saw? I saw the power rankings. The Steelers did drop 2 from losing to the Eagles, which is fine. Which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the Ravens went 2 up the rankings or something like that, and now they're ahead of the Steelers for beating the Giants.
Maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick was right. Maybe Ryan
Fitzpatrick beat the Giants.
All right, man. That's why I put that video out there when Ryan Fitzpatrick came out and said that. I'm like, whoa, really, man? Yeah, so I didn't really understand it. But look, I do understand this, right? So, okay, look, the Eagles are a top team. Okay, maybe the best team in the NFC. I wouldn't choose them, but they're definitely top 3 in the NFC. The Steelers have nothing but short. The Steelers have 3 games in less than 2 weeks. It's that schedule, and they're all against good teams.
Yeah,
that's another thing. None of them are layups, man. None of them are the New York Giants out of New Jersey. So that can get pretty rough. If they win on Saturday, that's it, right?
that locks up the division.
That locks up the division. So win and you lock up the division. So you've locked up a playoff berth. But if they win on Saturday, that locks up the AFC North. So you will have a home game. Look, man. After that loss to the Eagles, I know a couple of Steelers got kind of banged up. That was a pretty aggressive game. That was a pretty bad loss. A lot of things going on right there. When I came on and I was saying I'm gonna blame somebody like the referees and stuff like that. But And by the way, there are some questionable things out there. However, I do want to say this. The Eagles did not win because of the referees. The Eagles won because they definitely outplayed the Steelers, right? The Steelers, you cannot, there's certain teams that you can make mistakes and it's like, oh, wow, that could have gone really bad, and the other team doesn't capitalize. The Eagles are not one of those teams. Najee Harris, when you fumble the ball, you cannot fumble the ball when that is needed. Now, here's the thing. I saw your video. Yes, I don't want to come down hard on Najee Harris because the guy is a beast, man. The guy is, putting up yards for the team. It's just in a pivotal moment like that, the time is against us, the referee's against us, the scoreboard's against us. We need you, gain these yards, man. And it's like, boom, it's fumble time. And a team like the Eagles, they will definitely capitalize on all your mistakes. And the Steelers can't be doing that with those kind of teams. Now, when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, the Ravens always have a chip on their shoulder when it comes to the Steelers and vice versa, but I think one way more than the other. Why? Because the Steelers usually get the victory over the Ravens. The Steelers cannot sleep on these Ravens, man. Okay? They need to go in there like this is a playoff game, win your division this Saturday on a Saturday. Win it. Win your division on a Saturday. How many teams are able to do that in the history of football? You win your division on a Saturday, okay? And then Sunday, you just get to chillax, man, and watch everybody else beat the crap out of each other. So, I don't know what the word is with what quite yet, but I definitely got my Steelers. If I were not a Steeler fan, I'd still go Steelers, but there'd be a pretty good question mark there, though.
All right, man. So,
Are you gonna say what Ryan Fitzpatrick said, man?
No, but you know what? I understood why he said that because yes, this schedule, unfortunately, is like a freaking juggernaut of a schedule. I pointed that out before the season even started, along with everybody else. It's ridiculous the fact that this is like this, but oh well, that's how they scheduled it. Winner of this game wins the division. I believe that. I know the Ravens don't close it out if they win this game. I know they're gonna have to play perfect throughout the rest of the season, but just relying on Baltimore losing again, you don't want to do that because they're a really good team. So with that being said, this is a must win for both teams. All right. It's just part of me is kind of just skeptical because the Steelers have been beating Baltimore so much recently.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant with this game.
Yes.
But I mean, look, George Pickens is back at practice. Deshaun Elliott is back at practice. Both players were really missed on that field on Sunday. So hopefully that brings back some that's going to bring back some wide receiver depth if they play. And Deshaun Elliott, I mean, he's been one heck of a pickup defensively. So that should help out the Steelers. One, from what I understand, isn't too significant of an injury, from what I understand. But let's win this game, man. We have to win this game. If not, I just say goodbye to the division. That's how I see it.
If they do not win, okay, and see, that's another thing, man, because every time these two teams meet, this is the NFL's version of a bar fight, of a back alley bar fight. NFL version is this: Steelers and Ravens. It's always hard hitting, smash mouth, in your face. It's not pretty. It's not the two cool kids in the Niners and the Niners and the Cowboys playing each other. No, this is This is super duper rough around the edges, man. Kind of a bar fight of a game, man. You know, you got a even shorter week after that to go up against KC. Now we don't know what's going on with Patrick Mahomes quite yet, but um I am a little concerned, man. Now I am a little concerned that maybe the Steelers can go 0-3 in this short schedule with the Eagles already being one down, and now the Ravens and the Chiefs. I know we still have, what do we finish off with? The Bengals?
Yeah, the Bengals at Heinz Field.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that. But these three games were the ones I was thinking about. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? We come out with 2 out of 3, I'm good with it. We're already down 1. Okay, now the weeks actually get even shorter. And with the Ravens, it's always hard hitting football. And if we got guys a little bit banged up that aren't 100%, but then again, at the same time, at this point of the season, who is 100%?
That's true.
So I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned.
Look, man, all I'm gonna say is that try to win now so that when week 18 comes, it's a meaningless game.
Mm.
All right, because we've seen it. We've seen it a couple times now where the Steelers kind of have this bit of a fall off at the end of the season. We saw it last season when they were 7-4 and they lost 3 in a row. All right. I'm hoping we don't see that type of collapse this season. I mean, they do have a playoff spot, but let's just hope that the team doesn't get complacent or anything like that. This is by far the most important game of the season. All right. As far as the regular season, this is the most important game by far. All right. It's going to be playoff atmosphere over there. It is. And, Baltimore's going to want it. So you have to go in there with that same intensity.
Hostile territory for damn sure, man. There's no pity right there. There's nothing, man. So, yeah, I would definitely say win it now so you don't have to be, come week 18, you can kind of chillax a little bit. But yeah, I would say going with this Saturday with everything you got, everything, leave it all out up there on the field, and worry about the Chiefs when the day comes. But then you're gonna have somewhat of a bye week to going into week 18. And hopefully that's a completely meaningless game where maybe you could even rest some of your guys before the playoffs even start. So yeah, right now this game Saturday, I would say all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Let's go. Let's get it done. We finish it. So I'm all in, man.
AFC North football. Man, I'm excited for this one. If we win the game on Saturday, I've said it already, that completely makes up for that just bad loss on Sunday, man. I was speechless on Sunday. All right. It was tough watching that game, especially in that fourth quarter. But a win on Saturday makes up for it. And this is by far, you know what? The game on Sunday was the least impactful, but this is the most important one. So let's get this one, guys. Come on.
Let's get this one, man. And are you going to be calling the game on Saturday?
Yes, sir. I got my Steelers ugly Christmas sweater waiting. Why was that so hard to say? Ugly Christmas sweater waiting. Because that's the first time I've ever said that sentence before.
All right, man. Well, we shall see what happens. And next week for the Pick Six, we will do it early in the week since the Steelers actually play on Christmas Day. Move over, basketball.
I like NFL football on Christmas Day. I would rather watch that than basketball on Christmas Day. That's just me, though. That's just me.
I think that's just most Americans, man. So we'll be here early next week. And let's go get this victory on Saturday. On Saturday. on Saturday. We finished it on Saturday, man. Come on. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers.
Let's get it.